Welcome to part one. I'm so glad you signed up for this. This tells me something about you, that you're a person who has decided not to settle. That's fabulous. You see, the first part of revive, resolve, and renew is obviously revive. And revive is a word I chose very specifically because revive means to bring something back to life. And I come across so many people like you who don't really know what they want anymore. They thought they did a long time ago, but somewhere along the line, life got in the way, right? Jobs, kids, marriages, partners, more jobs, parents, siblings, so much gets in the way of our dreams. And after a while, they just fall off to the side, right? Now, the dreams that you have now are probably not the same ones that you had when you were in your 20s. Now, in your 20s, we're all about this, that, and the other, right? And then we grow up, we get more experience, we learn more about ourselves. But some of those dreams we carry with us. Even if we have put them in an airtight container or packed it in a big suitcase, we still carry it with us. And so I want you to revive some of this. I want you to revive an old dream. I want you to revive something that you've always said that you wanted to do, but then reasons got in the way. Now, when we have reasons that get in the way, sometimes they're reality-based, right? There's only so many hours in the day, and if you've got other things that you have to do, things that have to get done in order to live life, make a living, yes, they fall away. But here's the main reason that things fall away. Fear. We become afraid. And so the reasons that we have start to enter. So these are silly things usually, but you could probably relate to some of these. I would do that, but I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too uneducated, I'm too loud, I'm too shy, I'm too. Now, you have your own blank there, right? And your mind just filled in your own as I was talking about this. So I want you to think about this. I have included a worksheet. You can download that. And after you watch this video, I want you to go through and fill out that worksheet because I think it's really important. When we sit down and we fill out things like worksheets and journals, that's a way of externalizing what's going on inside of us. Sometimes we don't want to do that because we don't actually want to know what it is that we want or that we're missing out on. We're more comfortable most of the time staying stuck. That's our sad truth. Most of us stay stuck because after a while it feels more comfortable. And I'm not talking about it feels good. I'm talking about it's familiar, and familiar feels safe. And when we feel safe, that's when our brain says, good, just stay there. And when we start thinking about making changes, our little amygdala, right back here at the back of our head, little tiny thing, it has one job. Our amygdala has one job. Let me tell you what that job is. Your amygdala's job is to tell you whether or not to be afraid. That's its only job, okay? So when you're running down the list of things that you should be afraid of, there are some very obvious things like a bear charging you, be afraid. Going to a restaurant and eating by yourself may fall into the same category as being charged by a bear for you. It depends on where your fear level is. But your amygdala doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between being charged by a bear and going to a restaurant eating by yourself. That's because your fear comes up and your amygdala wants to keep you safe. And so when you think about making changes, and this is really important, when you think about making changes, lots of things get in the way. Now, what gets in the way? Honey, there are so many things that get in the way. If you are trying to make a change, suddenly, let's say you're sitting down, you've decided, I'm finally going to start that novel. And an hour later, you find yourself cleaning the bathroom, cleaning the kitchen, going through your closet. You've just self-destructed. You've gone into self-sabotage. And that's because somewhere in you, you were getting the message that this is dangerous. You're stepping out of your comfort zone. And so you may have this background chatter saying to you, you can't do that. You're not even a good writer. How do you know you're a good? Why do you even think you can do this? Why are you starting a novel? You never finish what you start. You shouldn't do this. What if it's not any good? What if it gets published but nobody reads it? You see the chatter that just goes on and on and on, and it's so deeply embedded in us that we're not actually listening. But what we are doing is we are responding to it. This is why when you're sitting in a meeting and you have an opinion about something, you find that you can't speak because you have gone into, what if they don't agree with me? What if they think what I'm going to say is stupid? What if, what if, what if? And all of those what ifs, they stop us. They stop us dead in our tracks. And so I want you to go through and I want you to fill out the worksheet. And I'm going to ask you some hard questions because in order to revive yourself, you need to know what's important. And you need to be able to figure out what's important enough to you that you are going to make it happen. Okay? So fill out that sheet and just sort of let this percolate in your mind. Just let it sort of ruminate in the back about what's really important to me now. What do I want my life to look like? Because you are never too anything to change. Never. This is Dr. Dreama. I will be back in your inbox in 2 days.